today we are doing the sum formula for arithmetic sequences, okay? So let's first remind ourselves what type of sequences are arithmetic. Just a reminder, I know you guys are like, oh, come on, it's such an easy question. What? You're really asking this? But I'm serious, guys. What are arithmetic sequences? Sequences with a constant first difference. Thank you, Offense, for answering me. A is and D. Nope, that's a terrible place to write D, but it's fine. Thank you. So arithmetic sequences have a constant difference. Okay, so you add the same thing every single time. Now, this is our sum formula for arithmetic sequences. Okay, instead of going and saying first term plus second term plus third term plus fourth term, you can just use this formula. But this is for finite, sorry, not infinite. It's for finite sequences. So sequences where you know where it ends. That's what this is for. Okay, so Sn is obviously the sum. Okay, N would stand for the position or how many. I would say position, but in this case it would be how many we are adding or which positions we're adding. So if I say S50, we are adding the sum of the first 50 terms. You guys get it. A, who can tell me what A is? I'm sure you guys have seen these before. Who can tell me what A is? First term. Thank you. Thank you, guys. A would be our first term. My handwriting was fine just now. Now it's like shy. And D would be our constant difference. Okay. So once you have all of these, you just substitute it into your formula and it spits out what the sum of those first few terms are. So let's talk about our example 18. It says the sum of the first 20 terms of the series. So the difference between sequence and series, I hope you guys know. Talk about series. What is it? So if we say sequence, we're talking about if we are listing the terms. So if I just had -1, 3, 7, and so on, that would be a sequence. But in this case, we have pluses. So those pluses make it a series. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to copy down this formula so that we can work with it. I can actually just move it down. We don't have to go through all of that. Move it down so we can work with it nicely. Okay, there we go. So let's find the sum of the first 20 terms of the series on the screen right now. So this is an example, so I'll be doing it with you. So sum of 20. That's what the N says. Sum of what? And that would be 20 equals 20 over 2. And then in your bracket, 2 times A. How much is our A in this case?
-1.
-1. Thank you very much to whoever that was. I like hearing your voices. So it's going to be 2 times -1 plus 20 minus 1. And the constant difference, what is our constant difference?
4.
Oh, positive 4, because we keep adding 4. Okay, so can you all work it out and tell me how much you get? Tell me what you guys get. Let me see in the chat. S20 equals 720. Thanks, Nolutando and Shane. There's all of 64 of you in here. I'm expecting many more answers. Thanks, Tenolo.
740.
Minentle. I finally caught your name. Because I'm like, who is talking to me? Oh my goodness. Alona, Sintadile. Thank you. Yes. So the answer would be 740. So as long as you know this formula, you can get the answer. My apologies, I just joined. May you please re-explain. Hi, iPhone. Please tell me your name so I don't keep calling you iPhone. That would be sad. Ma'am, what pattern is this? This is an arithmetic pattern, right? We should have started there actually by identifying this pattern, because to go from -1 to 3, how much do we add? Yes, Chloe, it is 720. Oh, wait. Okay, 082. So we add 4. 3 to 7, we add 4. So in this case, our A would be -1, because that's our first term. And our D would be 4, positive 4, because we are adding 4, okay? So since they asked us, what are the first 20 terms? 20 will be our N, okay? So N in this case is 20. So now that you have all the information that you need, you substitute. And please mute yourselves, guys. And OA2, we are working out the sum of series, which I said are only different from sequences because of the plus. So if you list the sequence and say -1, 3, 7, that we call a sequence. But as soon as you add pluses in between, this is a series. So if it says the first 20 terms, the sum of the first 20 terms of this specific series, we know that it would be 740. This is less tedious than saying -1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15. That'll take forever, right? So this formula is very useful, and it takes away a lot of the pressure when working out what the sum of a series is. I hope I answered your question. There we go. Cool, OA2, let's move on. And what am I doing? There we go. Okay. So ma'am, if it is an arithmetic pattern, can I use the formula instead the one displayed? Okay, let's talk about that formula, Ayana. So that formula is to find a specific term in a position. So if I say to you, in this same sequence, what is term number 20? Let's use the same number. Then you can use term number 20 is, first of all, A, -1 plus n minus 1, which is 20 minus 1, which is 19, times the difference, which is 4. How much will that give you? Anyone? That will give you 75. That's what I got. Okay, so do you understand the difference? This tells us that the term that is sitting in position 20 is 75. Okay, but this tells us that term number 1 plus term number 2 plus term number 3 and so on until term number 20 is equal to 740. Do you understand? I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. There we go. You're welcome. Okay. So remember, the TN is for what is in position number this. The SN is for what is the sum of the first 20 numbers, or the first 10 numbers, or the first 100 numbers in that series. Okay, I hope I explained it well. I hope you guys are happy. Okay. Okay, find the sum of each arithmetic series. And here is a formula on the side, nicely for you. I'm going to give you guys until 20 past. That should be more than enough. But once you guys are done, you can send me a done. Just tell me that you're done in the chat. Or a thumbs up, whichever one suits you best. Find the sum of each of the series. Remember to first identify what your A, your N, and your D is, substitute, and then find the sum. If you do not get this, this is your time now to ask questions while everyone is working on their sums.
Let's go, guys. I see Minentle is busy writing there. Well done, girl. Maths is about practice.
The girl is focused. Look at me.
You know, the
Yes,
girl
guys,
is
we spy on you. I feel like they're like, these people look at us. Yes, we do.
You just told them our secret.
You told them our secret.
So Hofatso is fine. We have recorded everything. So even if you're late, you're allowed to go and rewatch the lesson. It will be posted there, as you know, after 24 hours, which that will be tomorrow.
In the meantime, Segofatso, if you want to join in, what we are doing is we are finding the sum of arithmetic series. Okay. So this is the formula for the sum. And then we're going to find the sum for first one and the second one. So N would be how many terms are you summing? A will be your first term still. D is your constant difference. And yeah, I think that's all you need to know. So you just substitute all of these in and find the sum of the series that you can see on the screen right now. Okay, that is what we're doing. If you're a little bit confused, you can wait to hear how we solve it. Yeah. Guys, I said say done. Instruction. I said if you're done with both, send a done. Welcome. Thank you, Oeto. Thank you, Sorry and Tatile. Okay, ma'am, I'll try. That is good. And my English bundles nearly ran out today. Like I saved myself. I was like, whoop. Done. Okay, see you guys. Thank you. Done. Starting to think I gave you way too much time. You guys took like 2 minutes to do that. Sure. What a difficult. It's fine. I'll give you a little bit more time. Thanks, Chloe, Pinga, Oratile, Shane, Liseri, Minentle, Barbara, Mbilentle. You guys have such cute names, guys. Panache. I love these names. I'm gonna steal them. Not sure for what. Just have a book of nice names. Chloe, Bokang, Spesiche, Dombi, Olona. Okay, I'm just gonna give a few minutes. Okay, I won't wait until 20 past. I feel like most of the people are done. Dumelo, Mugo. Silverfata is not listening to the instruction, but it's fine. I forgive you. I assume you're done also. Kira. I have a friend named Kira. DeAndre, Bali. Okay. I think most of us are done. Maybe I might have overdone it by the 20 minutes stuff. Lorato, Tsapa. Okay, I keep enlarging the chat and then I can't see my screen. Okay, so let's work on A. If you're not done with C, just continue. The answer will still be here when you're finished. But I'm assuming you're all done with A. Okay, so in A, what are we adding or subtracting from there to there? That is not a good idea. I should probably rewrite it. What is our constant difference in A? We have 5.
3.
It is 3 and 11. It is positive 3 because we are adding 3. Okay, so 3 would be our constant difference. A is
5.
thank you, Minentle. I like your commitment to answering me. Like, you deserve a lollipop. I will mail it.
Well done, Minenhle.
Here we go. Thanks, Chloe. A is 5. And our N, they told us, is how much?
20.
Thank you, Barbara. So then we just substitute. So the sum of 20 terms is 20 divided by 2. Guys, I will, before I type everything in the calculator, I don't like calculators, but it's fine. No, you see, speaking and writing at the same time, I can't multitask. But before typing everything, if I were you, I would write it down so that if I make a mistake, I can at least get my procedure marks. And I just said I can't speak and write at the same time, but I'm still trying to do it. -1. Let me move this chat. It's in the way. 20 minus 1 multiplied by the difference, which you said is 3. Okay, and then what do we get for our final answer? Let's see. It's 10. It's 10 again. Plus 19 times 3, 9, 27, 57. So it is 10 times 67. And yes, we have our 670. Thank you very much, guys. Anyone who got it wrong and does not understand why? Who got it wrong and is like, I don't know why this is wrong. Nobody? So anyone who got it wrong understands why they may have gotten it wrong. David, hello, David.
Oh, hi, ma'am.
Do you have a question?
Okay, I got a question. I see I made a mistake on my calculator. I punched everything into my calculator and I got the wrong answer.
Oh, this is why I hate calculators. Some of them don't know to do BODMAS. So they will first multiply before they subtract or something weird like that. But be careful, okay? Do as much of it as possible in your head or on paper and use your calculator when it's absolutely necessary, just so you avoid those mistakes, okay?
Okay, ma'am, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, let's try the second one. I see you guys have given me an answer, thank you. Masejo, let's find out. I don't know what C is, let us find out. So how do we get from -14 to -9? How do we get from there to there? To there, -4. We add 5. Okay, we are in consensus with that one. And since I have written the sum down, I feel like you move it to the side to give myself some space. So we have identified our constant difference. Constant D is 5. Our N is 100. What else do we need? Our A is -40. What else? That's all we need, isn't it? Yes, D, A, and N. Let us substitute. So S, N, no, not N, girl. Guys, I hope you guys don't have porridge brain like me. I had such a long day that I'm not producing the right stuff. S100 equals 100 over 2 is 50. 2 times A, which is negative 28, plus n minus 1. So it's 100 minus 1, so it's 99, times the difference, which is 5. Okay, let's see how much we get. 99 times 5 minus 28 times 50. And you guys are wonderful and always correct. And I'll never doubt you. That is our answer. Okay, so do we see that this formula is very useful? Imagine having to add 100 terms, guys. Imagine having to go negative 14, negative 9, negative 4, 1, 6, 11. So ma'am, the fact that there's a, okay, I think you're still typing, I'll wait for you. Don't worry, I'll wait for you and then I'll answer once you're done, okay? For now, I hope everyone is fine. Let us move on. I have to scroll slowly because I don't know where the questions are gonna pop up. There we go, boom. Okay, little bit of a challenge. The fact that there's a plus sign, it doesn't change the format. Where's the plus sign? Which plus sign, dear? I'm trying to figure out which plus sign you're talking about. Do you want to unmute Ayanda? It is Ayanda, right? I think I read your name correctly. Yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, I was asking, so like the pattern is negative 14, minus 9, minus 4, and then there's a plus after the 4.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
so remember, with series, we are always adding, right? But the reason you have negatives, this is what happened. Okay, you said negative 14, then you said plus negative 9. Do you see what's happening?
Oh, okay.
Plus negative 4 plus blah, blah. And then you go and check out here. You can't have this. We don't like this in maths, right? So you say to yourself, what does a positive and negative give you?
Negative.
Negative. Do you see where that negative comes from?
Yes, ma'am.
But we are actually still adding, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
take
so within this pattern, with the specific pattern, we're adding negative numbers.
There we go, yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. That was a great question, I loved it. Okay, guys, a little bit of a challenge. And of course, Lee's gonna put me at the horrible question. I know how you feel about me, Lee. I'm watching you. But it's fine, we're gonna get it. See, I have cool kid glasses on, guys. Means we're gonna get it. Okay, let's talk about this. Calculate the following sum of a finite series. Finite means it ends somewhere. At this point, we just don't know where it ends. So who has ideas? What are we gonna do with what we have on the screen? You have clues on the screen. What do you think we're gonna do? Anyone wanna raise their hand or unmute? Lolutando?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, so I think we're gonna first use the formula Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1d to find how many terms they are in the series. And then from there, we're going to use the value of n to calculate the sum of the
Thank
number.
you very much. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Thank you. I see you guys in the chat as well. So this is actually not a horrible question. I'm glad. Okay, so we're going to say Tn which you already know is 111, because that is our final term of the sequence. So we want to know what's the final term of the sequence. Is equal to A plus n minus 1, which we don't know at this moment. And how much is a constant difference? We're adding 2.
2.
There we go. 2. So this 3 is going to go over. So we're going to have 108 is equal to 2n minus 2. And 2n is going to equal to 110. Therefore, n will be 55. Okay, let's see in the chat. Ma'am, what is a finite series? A finite series is a series that ends. So with some formulas, there are 2 different sum formulas. Okay, right now we're doing one with a finite number of terms, meaning the term starts from term number 1 until term number, in this case, 55. Okay, there is a case where you will have an infinite series. You guys know what infinite means, right? It means it goes on forever and ever and ever. In that case, you would use a different formula. Okay, did I answer your question? I hope I did. So in this case, there we go. We know for sure that this specific series has 55 terms. Then why do we use 111 for Tn? So remember, Tn is term number something, which is this. Okay, can we use the formula of the last term? Which formula is that, Dumelo? Who was I answering? Why do we use 111? So this one ends at 111. Do you see that there's no plus, blah, 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 blah. Means 111 is the end of this series. So we use 111 because we want to know, where does this series end, right? Does this series end at term number 10, term number 50? And we use 111 to get n. Do we understand? Now my chat doesn't want to expand, so I don't see your names. There we go. So how do we understand why we used 111 for Tn? I see a hand is up. Who is it? Noluta? No. Spussy, see you where? Nope, Noluta's hand went down. Whoa, okay. Everyone just like whoop, whoop. There we go. So now that we know how many terms we have, n divided by 2, open brackets, a plus l. Okay, but what would you use for n? Yes, 55. Oh, you guys already have. Guys, please wait for me. Oh my gosh. N equal, but we just found out n equals 55, remember? So everyone says this is equal to 55 over 2, and my 55 looks terrible, but we're all going to move on. We solve for n using that term. Yes, Budimelo. So they're telling us the last term is equal to 111. That's what they're telling us, right? So now we want to know that last term, what is its position? So changing the subject of the formula. Do you see? So 2, what was the first term? I can't even see because I have stuff in the way. Here we go. First term is 3. 2 times 3 plus n minus 1, which is 54 times 2, which is equal to 55 over 2, 6 plus 108. Let me check on my calculator. I hope I haven't made a mistake. I make mistakes too. 3135. Thank you very much, guys. So S of 55 is 3135. Thank you very much, guys. So this wasn't that bad, right? Actually wasn't that bad. Cool. I was about to say, who? You just have formulas and they're chilling in the screen. There's something I want to speak to you about. Okay, we're doing the same thing over and over here. There. Let's talk about sigma notation. So we have seen sigma notation before. We'll go back to the other ones, don't worry. Ma'am, so if you write 55 over 2 as 27,5, does it affect the final answer? No, it does not. Okay, it does not. The enemy, David. So is sigma notation the enemy? I hope it's not me and it's sigma. My enemy. Wow. Guys, I hope you don't all feel like sigma notation is the enemy. You. Good times, go rough, go shoo. Yo, Eric is gonna see this and be like, what were you saying there? Yo, guys, hey, it is. Everyone is dying and crying. Guys, you just found the sun. Kona manje, what's the problem? It's fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's not our enemy. So as we know, this symbol right here is sigma in Greek alphabet, I believe. I'm making that up, but it sounds right. It sounds right. Yo, guys, you guys became so devastated so quickly. Yo, I can't believe this. Like, everyone's just sad suddenly. Hi, boo. Hi. If it isn't sigma. Yo. And people are reacting. I didn't know you could react here. Sigma is the pits. People are crying. Oh, God may help me. It's fine. Okay, it means the sum of, and it's actually not that bad, guys. Let us talk about the sum we have here. Let's have a nice discussion about it, okay? So this thing says, add the terms from number 2 to number 100. So with our sigma notation, at the bottom it tells us where you start. No, let me write from. Let me write start. Guys, I promise you my handwriting looked better in the previous class. I don't know what happened. Don't ask. Okay, just went downhill from there. Okay. Oh, that was worse. I should have just left it. Let me do this. This. Okay, I'm gonna take it. So at the bottom, it's where you start. And the top tells us where you end, where you stop substituting. Right? So are you looking at me? I'm having a problem with reading. No, because same. Am I the only one who doesn't know sigma? Okay, guys, listen. Listen, you guys don't know sigma. I'm worried a little bit, but it's okay. Let's talk about it, okay? So what this whole symbol means, okay, we started with our beautiful guy in the middle here. That dude is called sigma, and it is Greek for sum of. Someone told me that in the chat, so I'm gonna copy it and pretend I knew that. Sum of. Okay, so what this thing is saying is calculate the sum of something. Okay, I'm hoping so far people are following me. Remember, we've been talking about sums today. So, okay, you guys should be sort of getting where I'm going. So then it tells you what you are adding. Okay, let's talk about our brackets. So it's the sum of this shenanigans on the solid. So we're gonna add 7 minus 2m, where m is 2 until 100. Okay, so before I move on, let me check in with you guys. So far, did everything I say make sense? I'm checking in now. Everything I've said so far, has it made sense? Yes. Okay. Please repeat, no problem. Okay, some people say no, some people say okay, I understand. Let me start again. especially for the people who've never seen this before. I know it could be very overwhelming. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it now for you guys. Okay, let's start with this dude over here. Okay, maybe if I wrote better, you guys will actually understand what I'm saying. But because my handwriting is bad, I don't think so. Not today, man. Not today. Okay, wait. My tablet is now acting up. Doesn't want me to. Yeah, ne? There we go. There we go. We are back online. We are back online. Okay, so we're starting with this symbol, which is very important. And I said the name is called sig. See, it's buffering, or I don't know what's going on. Your handwriting is okay with crying faces. I'm not convinced. This is sigma, and it means sum of. Okay, so when you see this, the instruction is calculate the sum of something. So far, I hope you guys follow. Okay, so then what's next to the sigma notation symbol will be a bracket. Okay, in our case, our bracket is 7 minus 2m. So it will say calculate the sum of a series where you substitute m into 7 minus 2m. And then on the sigma sign, you see we have a number at the bottom. We have a number at the bottom. In this case, it's a 2. And we have one at the top, it's a 100. So you're going to start substituting m from 2 until 100. That's what sigma says. So before we do this one, actually, I want us to do a simple one. Let's do a simple one. Before, for everyone who says they've never seen sigma before, no idea what's going on, let's go up to 4. So I'm going to say A, it can be any letter at the bottom, guys. A is equal to 1 until 4. So I'm saying x squared. Okay, so I'm saying calculate the sum of x. How can I say A and then x, guys? Oh, A squared. Calculate the sum of A squared, where A is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you start at 1, you stop at 4. So you would say 1 squared plus 2 squared plus. It has been a long day. I came home and the first thing I said is, I look so dark. I spent so much time on the side today. No. But anyway, plus 3 squared plus 4 squared. Okay? Which is 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16, which is how much? 25, 30. That was convenient. Okay. So I think first see if you understand what's on the screen right now. First see, let's see if we understand what's on the screen right now before we go to the other one, which is a little bit more complicated. Do we understand right now what's happening? So I said to you, from 4a, substitute 1 up until 4 and calculate the sum of those terms. Okay, so we went from a is 1, 2, 3, 4, added them, got Shailen, I hope I said your name right.
So ma'am, this is what we're gonna do with the other sum from 1 to 100.
No, I was just first, for people who've never seen this, just first showing them, okay? We're definitely not gonna write until 100, trust me. Okay. Thank you for that question. We're getting somewhere. Yes, we are, David. Okay, someone still said, I still don't get it. Okay, I'm gonna explain one last time because we have to go to that other one before we do, okay? So we are calculating the sum of something. That's what sigma means. Calculating the sum of something. So we are calculating the sum of a squared, where a is from 1 until 4. So where A is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in this case, there's only 4 of them, and I did it on purpose so that we can actually write it down and see what the answer is. So now I just wanted us to understand the notation that we have over here. There we go, we understand much better. Now let's go back to our friend over here. What have we here? What have we here? I need to first erase all of this and make space for what we have over here because it's a little bit less friendly. But as long as we understand what sigma means, I think we're getting somewhere. If my things can disappear. Okay, Butimelo, we can do that. Yes, that is correct. But do you agree that if we have to write the terms from number 2 until 100, we're going to be sitting here for the rest of the evening, adding, busy adding the plus this, plus this, plus this. Do you agree? What you're doing there is a good first step, but do you agree that we're going to be sitting here a very long time if we had to take? Exactly. Njabulo, do you have a question? Njabulo? Okay. So guys, let's think. We just did the sum formula, isn't it? We just did a sum formula that can add for us. Oh, offense, we are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. So we can still use our sum formula, but now we need to find what A is. We need to find what D is, right? So we can find that by substituting into the guy over here. So let's find our first 3 terms. T1, how much is T1? How much is T2? And how much is T3? You cannot substitute from 2. Offense, I'll show you why just now. First, tell me what T1, T2, and T3 is. T1 is 3. No, we're not substituting from 2, offense. We're substituting from 1. Okay. So if you say 7 minus 2, you're going to have T1 equal to 5. I'll show you just now what we're going to do. 3 and 1. Okay. Offensive, the reason we cannot do that is because if you start your sum or start your whole sequence from T2, it's going to put your whole sum off, but we'll substitute it 2 just to show you what we're doing here. Okay. I actually haven't tried it where you substitute only when you make T1, 2, but that's complicated. Okay, so let's find out difference. What's a constant difference? Quickly. Who has their hand raised? Just so. Njabulo? Or is it Tsegofatso?
Yes, ma'am. I'm lost.
There we go.
I'm lost, ma'am. What are the T1s, T2, T3, 4?
We're trying to figure out our sequence, okay? Remember when we were using the sum formula up there? We had terms, right?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we would have a sequence, but in this case, we don't have a sequence. So we are finding out what our sequence is, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are substituting into M from 1 until only 3 to find our constant difference, first of all. Do you agree that we need that?
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Why is T1 5 and not 3? Ma'am, because when you find T1, okay, let's say, do you agree that whatever is in the brackets 7, no, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You agree that whatever is in the bracket is actually our Tn. Do we agree with that? Let's talk about it. Do we agree that what is in the bracket is our Tn? We agree, right? Let's talk about it. Vitimelo, do you agree that whatever's in the bracket is our Tn? Yes, yes. So if you're looking for term number 1, what are you going to substitute there? Tell me, guys. What are you going to substitute if you're looking for term number 1? NC says 1. 1. Does that answer why we don't start from 2? This thing wants the sum from 2, but we can't start substituting from 2 because every single sequence has a number 1. When you start counting, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we still need a T1. But ma'am, the value of M is 2. But offense, let's look at it. Come unmute offense. Let's talk about it. Offense. You can unmute yourself, I think.
Hello.
Hello, offense. Let's talk about it. Did you agree when I said Tn is what's in the bracket?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So I wrote down Tn is 7 minus 2n. I just put an n where m was because we're not working with m. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you agree that every single sequence has to have a term number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to start at 1. Because even if I said to you, offense, I want the sum of term number 3 to term number 5. Are you just going to ignore the fact that there was a term 1 and 2?
No, ma'am.
You can't, right?
Yes.
Let's go down here. If I say to you, I only want the sum of term number 3 and 4, you cannot just forget that there was a 1 and 2, right? The 1 and 2 was there, but you don't want the sum including number 1 and 2. You just want the sum of number 3 and 4. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you get it now? Does it make more sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Someone says,
Kind
but
of
ma'am, okay. Witumela says, but ma'am, isn't M the first value? M is telling you where we want the sum. It's not telling you where the sequence starts, okay? It's telling you that I want the sum from term 2 to term 100. It doesn't say the sequence starts at 2 to 100, okay? Remember, this thing is summing now. We're not talking about compiling or constructing sequences. So the 2 is saying, I want the sum from 2 to 100. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to work out the sum from 1 to 100 using our formula, and then we're going to minus term 1 because we don't want 1. Do you see? Are we starting at 1 because 100 is a big number? Remember, 100 is where we are ending. We're starting at 1 because every single term under the sun starts from term 1. I hope you guys are feeling better about it now. Okay. So we have our term 1 and 2 and 3. For our difference, we have negative 2 because we're subtracting 2. Wonderful. And then A is still 5. And we have our D, and N is 100. Okay, so let us substitute. If you don't remember this thing, let me move it down. Is it only me who is lost? Oh my goodness, it's okay. Guys, if you rewatch this, I promise you what I'm saying will make sense. I promise you. So many people are getting it. Trust me, my darling. If we have enough time at the end, stay behind and I'll speak to you, okay? I'm willing to do that with you. Okay, so guys, we have our variables. We've sorted them out. Then how do we get 100? Remember, 100 is up here. It's telling you that you end at 100. I know this is a little bit tricky, guys, but the fact that some of you get it should give you hope. Okay. See how? Do you see where I got the 100 from? People who are lost, if you're willing to unmute and tell me specifically where I lost you, then we can talk. Raise your hand. In the meantime, guys, substitute your sum into the sum formula, but remember, it's going to give you from term 1 to 100, right? It's going to go term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3. So it's going to be S of 100 equals 50 times 2 times 5 plus 99 times negative 2, which is equal. Yes, I also worked it out, Lefa, and that is correct. 9,400. Are we done? Are we done? Is that what the question asked? Think about it. Do you guys think we are done? Who has their hand up? No. Shane, tell me why we're not done. Yo, I have so many hands now that haven't been going down. So now I don't know who raised the hand. Shailen, is it you?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I wanted to find out, Nate. I need to see. Oh, okay. Never mind, ma'am.
Ah, okay. iPhone says -1, and you are close, but we're not minusing 1, remember? We're minusing term number 1. How much is term number 1? Remind me in the chat. Oh, hands are going up and down so quickly. Ma'am, I saw a ma'am somewhere. Ma'am, is there a 5 in the bracket next to the 2? Yes, it is. Term number 5 is, term number 1 is 5. So you still have to say the sum 100, 400, minus 5. So what is our final answer? Let me see. I finally get it. Oh, a breakthrough, guys. I'm so happy that you guys get it. Negative, Lorato, but I get it. 905. No, 9405. Guys, I can't write anymore. Excuse me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Yes, Pinga, it's because M was 2. So they said to us, we want the sum from term number 2, not from term number 1. So you first find the total sum. I'm writing 0 again. What's wrong with me? Sure. So you first find the total sum from 1 to 100, then you minus the first one because you don't want the first one. Shane?
I wanted to ask, so like if M was 5 or something, then would we have to minus everything that came before that or just 5?
You would have to minus everything that came before that. You are getting it, my dear.
Okay, thank you.
You would have to minus everything that came before that. So if I say to you, what is the sum from term 20 until term 100? You first find what the total sum is. iPhone says, why are we minusing 5? Because 5 is term number 1. Okay, remember, this thing said, what is the sum? Oh, geez, now I'm erasing. The question was, what is the sum from term 2 to term 100? Listen, guys, listen carefully. The question was, what is the sum from term 2 to term 100? Okay, so if term number 1 was 10, we'd minus 10. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so this formula, okay, the formula for summing cannot do that. It cannot start in the middle of a sequence. It will give you a sum from the first term until term number something, okay? So we use it, okay? We use it to find from term 1 until term number 100, but then we say, but we don't want term 1. It's not part of the question. So we minus it individually. I get it now. Well done, Katleho. Do you have a question?
Ma'am, I just wanted to know, So, ma'am, if m was equals to 50, ma'am, like they wanted us to add from 50, ma'am, were we going to like use the same formula and then use it twice, ma'am, because we are supposed to find 100 and then find the sum of 50 and then minus it.
Yes,
Because,
that's
ma'am,
exactly
we can't
what you
really like
You can't
add
write down
50.
individually until 50. Yes, ma'am. So, as Katleho is asking such a beautiful question, if it said start from 50 and go to 100, say how? Listen, I'm repeating it now. If this question was, I want the sum from term number 50 to term number 100. Remember I said this formula cannot start in the middle of a sequence. We cannot start in the middle of a sequence because the numbers are changing, right? So you cannot substitute, you cannot find the sum of 50 because then it would find the sum of the first 50, but you don't want the sum of the first 50. You want the sum of the from 50 to 100, okay? So what you would have to do is find the sum of the whole 100, okay? Find the sum of the whole series from number 1 to number 100. Once you have found that, you subtract the parts you do not want. Okay, so in this case, we said we want from 2, which means we don't want 1. And our term number 1 is 5. So we say, so the sum of the total series from number 1 to number 100 is negative 9,400. Minus term number 1 because we do not want it as part of our sum. Ma'am, if we were to start from term 5, for example, do we subtract term 4 or subtract the first 4 terms? The first 4 terms. So you need to subtract number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. Then it will be the sum from number 5 up until wherever it ends. I hope you guys feel better. I promise you, if you rewatch this and listen to me explaining, you will get it. Yes, the sum of them. Okay, so if it says to you from, okay, 4 is a bit easy, but if it says to you 50, as Kathleen said, if it says to you 50 of them, then you can, yes, Chloe, it is. So the final answer is negative 9,405. So if it says to you, we only want 50, then you're going to use the formula twice, isn't it? You're going to use the formula once to find from 1 to 100. Then you're going to use the formula again to find from 1 to 50. Then you're going to minus them and find only the parts of the sum that you want. Thank you. You're welcome. And it is 7 o'clock. Yolanda, quiz time. I think these people are sick of me by now. Oh, geez, Yolanda's having connection issues. So, guys, do you guys know how to find the quiz on the website? I hope you do. Katleho, you're welcome, guys. Katleho, do you have a question?
Ma'am, I just wanted to know, ma'am, can you like share more question papers, ma'am, that are like literally based only on this topic? Because when I download the old question papers, they ask like a little piece of this work. So like, ma'am, I really want to practice this part, if that's possible.
Okay, I don't know. I can ask Lee for you because I'm only visiting you guys, but I can maybe find questions and then I'll give them to Lee to paste here and you can take screenshots. Is that fine?
Okay, ma'am.
So I'll find them for you guys.
So when should I wait?
Not right now, in the next lesson, okay? So in the next lesson, be ready to screenshot.
Okay.
And then I'll find them for you. Okay, guys, the quiz is very short. An hour is way too long for the quiz. You guys are welcome. You guys are so welcome. I'm so happy to be here. I loved being here. Shailin, do you have a question? Shaili, please tell me how to say your name.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, ma'am, you said something about your final answer having to minus it from your first term.
Yes, remember our question was we want the sum from term 2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So far, this sum is from term 1. So we have to get rid of term 1 so that we have from term 2.
Oh, because m equals to 2. Okay, I understand, ma'am. Thank you.
There we go.